Beneath the cherry tree, in a quiet town nestled between mountains and rivers, there stood a high school where seasons changed with poetry, and time seemed to slow down just enough to let love blossom. Among the hundreds of students who rushed through the halls every day, there were two who moved through life a little differently, Ethan and Lily. Ethan was quiet, often found with headphones in his ears and a sketchbook in his lap. He loved to draw, capturing moments most people missed, the way the sunlight danced through leaves, or how raindrops clung to windows like silent confessions. Lily, on the other hand, was bright like morning, full of energy, laughter, and dreams bigger than the sky. She had a habit of talking to flowers as if they could understand her, and she always smelled faintly of lavender and old books. They met in their second year, on a rainy afternoon when all the classrooms were filled, and the only dry place left was under the cherry tree in the schoolyard. Ethan had gone there to sketch, and Lily had run there to escape the drizzle. Their eyes met, his filled with surprise, hers with curiosity. She smiled and said, "I guess we'll have to share." From that day on, they did more than share a tree. They met there every afternoon. Rain or shine, Ethan would draw while Lily talked about the stories she wanted to write, about faraway worlds, brave girls, and soft-hearted boys who didn't know they were heroes yet. He would listen quietly, sketching her as she spoke, never telling her that she had become his favorite subject. Seasons passed. Cherry blossoms bloomed and fell like silent promises. Summer arrived with golden heat, and the tree became their haven, their world, their secret. Sometimes, Ethan would bring her small drawings, a girl with wind in her hair, standing on a hill, a boy looking at the stars. He never said it, but Lily always knew, it was them. One day, as autumn painted the leaves in gold and crimson, Lily came to the tree with tears in her eyes. "I'm moving," she said softly. "My dad got a job in another city. We leave next week." Ethan's pencil fell. He didn't say anything at first, just looked at her, as if trying to memorize every detail, the way her hair curled behind her ear, the way she held her hands when she was nervous. Finally, he said, "Then let me draw you one last time." She sat quietly, tears slipping down her cheeks, while he drew, and when he was finished, he tore the page from his sketchbook and handed it to her, a drawing of her sitting under the cherry tree, with petals falling around her like whispers. "This way," he said, "you'll never forget." She smiled through her tears. "How could I ever forget you?" They hugged for the first time, and it felt like everything they had never said was wrapped in that moment. And then, she was gone. Years passed. Ethan graduated, became an illustrator. Lily became a writer, just like she always dreamed. They lost contact, but never forgot. He still drew cherry blossoms. She still wrote about boys with quiet eyes and hearts full of light. And then one spring, while walking through a park in a new city, Ethan saw her, standing beneath a cherry tree, holding a book in her hand, her book. On the cover was a drawing of a girl under a tree, with petals falling around her. She turned. Their eyes met again, just like before. She smiled and said, "I guess we'll have to share again." And this time, they did. Not just a tree, but a life.